I will share will be an encouragement and will maybe to help you understand a little bit more about American media and the difference in what kind of TV or what broadcast that you actually watch. What I will do is I will speak for a few minutes. I'll put some things on the board, and then I'll give a chance for you to ask any questions that you would like to ask about media in America as well. Media is much like the algorithms on your computer. Anyone on Facebook? Does anybody use Facebook here? Do you use Snapchat? You use Instagram? Different things. When you use those different types of even social media, there are algorithms that feed you information according to your likes and your dislikes, according to your interest and the things that you're not interested in. That is very much true for America media as well. And I will explain some history in America media, and then we'll talk about some of the current things. There is a phrase you may hear if you're watching TV in America. It is called the legacy media. Legacy media basically means the media that's been around for many, many years. And when I was a young boy, even when I was in high school and in college, there were basically three TV stations or three channels on TV, and that's all that you watched in the media. That was ABC, CBS, and NBC. ABC. Do you know what ABC stands for? The American Broadcasting Channel or Company, American Broadcasting Company. I don't know what the C stands for, but the NBC is called the National Broadcasting Company. And for many, many decades, the only thing if you wanted to watch media, if you wanted to see what was taking place on the news channels in America, you would turn to either ABC, CBS, or NBC. And every night at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., you would watch one of these three. And during that, it was pretty much the same news. They would basically tell you what happened in the United States or in the world today. And they did not make a commentary. What's the word here? Commentary versus, my mind's going to blank on the other word, opinion. No. Versus reporting. One is a commentary. A commentary in the news is when you are writing a story or you're saying something and you give your opinion. And your opinion is what you're trying to communicate. I'll give an example. Baseball. Who is the famous baseball player from Japan that plays in America? What's do you know his name? I've forgotten his name. Yeah, and he is very, very famous. I think he plays for the New York Yankees. Is that correct? I think it's the New York Yankees.
Matsui.
Yes.
Matsui and Otani and the Murakami.
Yes, and very, very, very famous. Now, if you're reporting a baseball game, all you do is you give facts. And this is opinions. See, commentary gives your opinions. And you might say, well, this baseball player, he is the best baseball player there is in baseball. He is from Japan, and he is wonderful. Well, that's your opinion, and it is a commentary. If you're reporting, you would simply say, this baseball player struck out twice, and he made one home run, and he stole 2 bases. You're not talking about his ability, or you're not talking about his what you think about him. You're just reporting the facts. So reporting, you report facts. Commentary, you give opinions. The legacy, basically what took place was, for decades, legacy basically gave reporting, and they just gave the facts. And so you could watch any channel, and you pretty much knew it was going to be the same if you're watching ABC, CBS, or NBC. Well, something happened differently in 1980, 85, 1990. There was a man that impacted media. He actually died last week, and he was called Ted Turner. Have you ever heard of Ted Turner?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Ted Turner, yes. He's in our generation, not in this generation.
He's not in this generation, but he was very influential. He started TBN, or the Turner Broadcasting Network. And he started it with cable news. When Ted Turner began cable news, it completely changed news in America. Because until Ted Turner, he was, I think, about 90 years old. He died 2 weeks ago. You only got your news once a day at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. And everybody watched the news all the time at those 2 times. Ted Turner created cable, it's called the Cable News Network. And what is the Cable News Network? CNN. He was the first person, or he was the entrepreneur, or he was the leader that said we need to have cable news all the time. And at that point, cable news, CNN, was 24 hours. Here, it's only 1 hour a week, or 1 hour a day. Here, it is 24 hours. And so think about it. Everybody in America media, all families, they would sit in front of their TV set at 5 o'clock or at 6 o'clock, and everybody watched the same news. When Ted Turner began CNN, he started broadcasting news 24/7. So he had to start finding other news and other information. And that completely revolutionized the news system. And at that point, cable news wasn't just news, it was also entertainment. It was also information. And it went from reporting the news and became much more of a commentary on the news as well. This took place about maybe 1985, maybe 1990, something like that is when the cable news network started. And that's what began, up until that point, there was no such thing as CNN. Does that make sense? So do you understand the difference in the three big channels in cable news? Make sense? The three big news at 5 o'clock or at 6 p.m. CNN is for 24 hours. It never stops. And so every 30 minutes, every hour, more news had to be broadcast. There was a war that took place, and it was called the First Iraqi War, and that's when the America, I think that's where Iraq attacked Kuwait, the country of Kuwait, and invaded their oil fields in the country there of Kuwait. And CNN, for the first time, put people in Kuwait, in Iraq, because that's where the news was happening. And that's where people in America, and actually around the world at that point, was able to watch things happening in real life time. Not just reporting what was taking place, but even getting commentary upon that on a consistent basis. Because of Ted Turner and CNN, things have gotten much larger, and there's many news channels that take place. So let me ask you, what are some of the different news channels that people can watch from America or other parts of the world? Give me some news channels that are currently where you can watch. You have CNN, and you can still watch CNN, but what else?
Not only the 地上波ね, but BS.
Yes.
Or cable TV.
What are some popular channels that if you want to watch what is happening in the world, or happening in the United States even, what news would you watch? What channel?
Usually if we sign up cable TV, we could watch CNN News 24 hours, anytime.
Anytime CNN News,
and
okay.
sometimes BBC.
Okay, so you have CNN, you have BBC, the British Broadcasting Company or network, okay.
Not on the 地上波, not on the ground.
Yes, okay, right. Do you know others? I'll give you a spectrum. MSNBC. Does that sound familiar? Have you heard of MSNBC? Then you have, after that, you have, I'll do this. We'll put ABC in here, ABC and NBC. I'm putting a spectrum on the board. Then you have CNN, BBC, and then you have Fox News.
What about Al Jazeera?
Yes, and now they would be, well, depending on, they would be over here probably.
Yeah.
Al
Jazeera.
Yeah. Now, the reason I put these on a spectrum is because in America, most of the news now is commentary, not necessarily just reporting the news, but it's commentary. And the commentary ranges on a spectrum of Democrat, not the U.S. is not really part of it, but is between Russia and who? Great. And Russia and the Ukraine. Now, Russia attacked Ukraine 4 years ago. They just went and invaded Ukraine, and Russia actually thought they were going to defeat Ukraine in 1 month. The generals that fought for Russia actually packed their celebration clothes when they were attacking, because they thought we will get done in 1 month or maybe even 1 week. And that war has lasted for 4 years. The war in Iran has been lasting for, I guess, 2 to 3 months, I guess, maybe 3 to 4 months.
2、3、4、5。Yeah, 4 months, you know.
Yes, 4 months. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. That it's been going on for that length of time. Now, why is that important to understand? Are you influenced by the war in Russia and Ukraine? Not too much. Why? Because that's in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. I don't think Japan receives stuff from the Ukraine. Are you impacted? Is Japan impacted by the war in Iran? Well, yes. Because what they have done is Iran has threatened to blow ships up with mines in the Strait of Hormuz